These will be times that I will miss. Don't blame me if I don't come through. I spent a lifetime on this, but I would give it all to you. 'Cause I know what you do out of passion, but it only makes it harder for me. And I know that you're scared of an ocean. We'll become who we meant to be.
ガラスの歌にあかんでこの孤独を今音に変わる面影に刺したビグでつま先がつ雲が焼けるさよならが口を滑る
Tell me if you need time to prepare. All will demand.
君のことただ飲みたい入れ物のな両手で受けていつしか喉が潤うその時を待ちながらガラスの歌にあかんでこの孤独よ今歌に変われさよなら君にあかんで僕は今夜を待つまた明日口がする
All right, everyone, give me like 1 minute, then we'll get started, all right?
Can you leave this place with me? Become a fleeting memory, and our years will cease to be. So can you leave this place with me? Can you leave this place with me?
All right, everyone. We are hanging out with the sketchbook tonight. I'm just gonna get some mileage in. Just gonna chill tonight. My dog is right where my feet need to be, and my other dog is right where my chair should be. So it's gonna be a very uncomfortable sitting stream tonight. But I hope everyone's doing well. I actually took a really fucking long nap today. Tim, what's up? I took a really long nap today. I was taking care of my wife like normal, and I decided to actually just sit down, and then I just passed out. So I'm feeling pretty good tonight. Yeah, how you doing, man? We're using a 10 pen, which is really, really, really thick. No brush pen tonight. Let's see. We're gonna have some technical pens here that I wanna play around with. Oh, how's the new game? I've heard nothing but good things about it. So you've been playing it for a couple of days now. How do you feel about it? I mean, I assume you like it if you've been playing it for that many days. I remember when I was in because I went to I spent a little bit of time in college, UC Santa Cruz, and I believe Resident Evil 4 had come out while I was in college, and fucking everybody was playing it and everyone hated it. Like, this isn't Resident Evil. I didn't play it at the time. I had been watching YouTubers play it. This pen is like too thick. Yeah, this pen's too thick. I can't draw with this one. Maybe if it was on a bigger paper. Shit. I don't want to burn through all my manga pens though, because they're too expensive. Fuck it, let's do it. I don't give a shit. Let's start killing off all our old technical pens, and then spend money and replace them with the exact same pens. Oh fuck. That's too thin. Wow, they did it, huh? That's pretty sweet. I watched the last episode of Pokemon, and I mean, I was a little underwhelmed at first, but as I sat and thought about it, I was just like, what the I was like, actually, that was pretty good. I was like, what the fuck else was there really to do? And I know that you don't watch Pokemon, and I don't think anyone here has watched Pokemon as long as I have, because I'm old as shit. But yeah, I was just, after I initially, like right when I finished it, I was a little underwhelmed. But then I was thinking back, and I was just like, well, everything is kind of resolved before we even got to the finale. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I was really expecting. Give me a page to warm up. I was working on a commission today. More NDA stuff. So I can't show it, but it was digital. So I haven't drawn anything traditional today, so you gotta give me a minute. My wife loves Resident Evil. Is the 4 remake on PS5 only? If I remember right, Resident Evil is a PlayStation exclusive, right? Oh, and PC? Oh my god, I've been getting my wife into playing, well, you know, before she got stuck in bed. I finally convinced her, because remember how I posted up that super overpowered laptop that we bought her, like a year ago? Where she was just like, I want to get a really good computer because she's never had a laptop in her life, right? So when I picked it out, she was just like, this is like too much. And I was like, no. You want to get more because eventually you'll use it. So then I got her into PC gaming. So she used to be hardcore console, like hardcore. And once she started playing PC games, I converted her. So I didn't know that was on PC and PS5. So that's good to know. I'll let her know. And when she gets better, we'll add it to our giant to playlist that we already have. Well, that's I'm glad that it's good. I'm happy that it's good. Are you a big RE fan? Like a long time fan? I learned this boob drawing technique from Psychra. And I don't know how accurate it is, but I've been using it for years. So this is what he does. You go to the center of the clavicle, right? And then he said you just make a heart. And that's his method of drawing boobs. I have not been tuning into Psychra's streams, by the way. I know he's been streaming more regularly. I see the premiere notification in my YouTube subscription box, but I never click on it. How's that guy and his beard doing? Assuming he still has his beard. She's a big fan of the original. She's going to love it. Yeah, she's liked all of them except for she didn't like Village. It was a lot of backtracking. It just felt like a lot of like mindless roaming to her. We have to appease the Twitch gods. That she's not naked. Everyone happy? Hey, what's going on? How are you doing? We are drawing subjects that contain boobs, yes.
Celebration tonight. Celebrate. Don't wait too late. No, we don't stop. You can't stop. We're gonna celebrate. One more time. One more time. One more time, a celebration. You know we're gonna do it right tonight. Hey, just feel it.
You recently played Village. You're a little biased on Village because it reminds you so much of RE4. Thought it was alright. You know what it is? Video games are like books and movies, where it's just like you, depending on like where you are mentally at the time when you play it, that dictates more about how you feel about a game, a book, or a movie than the actual thing. You know what I mean? Like, if you're in like a bad mood and you try to read a book, you're just like, ah, this book sucks, right? But like, if you were in a better mood, that book could be awesome, right? So I feel like video games are a lot like that. I think people are just, you gotta give a video game more than one chance, I think, sometimes, in my opinion. Oh, so, Gia, I have a question about the Fresno Art Hop. Specifically the Friday nights. I don't know if you know anything about this, you being part of the Arts Council and shit, but I know that they're holding some nights of the Art Hop. There's like a location at River Park. One of the buildings, I guess, is empty, and they have like space there for, it's not like an artist alley, but you know, like exhibitors. Do you know anything about that? Alchemist, what's going on? So anyway, Tim, you were talking about you were drawing like shit earlier. Was it because you spent the last couple days just playing video games? You're all rusty. Yeah, I've been working on some client work, some NDA stuff, and it's all digital. So this is my first traditional work that I've done today, and yeah, you got to give me a few minutes to kind of warm up. I'm not a fan of actors in my video games. there's something about that it's not like a deal breaker, but like if I had the choice, I'd rather just not. What's his name? Like Nathan, what's his name? Nathan Fillion? Firefly man in Halo, or Lance Reddick in Horizon. I was like, I mean, they're cool, but I don't like having actors in my games. No, the 600-page sketchbook does not bleed. Like naturally, like with Copic markers, it'll bleed through. We've even done stuff where I've used like water, and it doesn't really bleed. But these are just, they're only slightly tougher than like printer. No, they're tougher than printer paper. They're a decent weight, but they will bleed if you use like alcohol on it, or water, or excessive water rather. But like with just these brushes, no, I've never had it bleed through. If you command pen, which I don't think you could do in the YouTube chat, but maybe you can. But if you went to Twitch, somebody wants to command pen, you could see exactly which ink I'm using. Oh, you don't feel like drawing? That affects it as well, yeah. That'll do it. It wasn't yesterday, I think it was the day before, where I just absolutely 100% did not feel like drawing. I was just like, I've been fucking drawing every day and doing client work and like projects for like fucking weeks, right? And then I had a convention, and then I was just like, I just don't want to fucking do this today. I was like, I just want to go to the gym, and I just everyone to like, I want to put this pen down for like a fucking day. But I didn't. I kept working like I was supposed to. A page of you just drawing boxes, you get back into it. It's crazy how into a good flow state you get while drawing affects your mindset. You've been to the venue in River Park. You think they are part of the art hop, but outside. What they do is independent. Okay. Because I applied for a spot and I didn't even get a confirmation email. And I was like, don't you know who I fucking am? We have 10,000 followers on Twitch. Oh, sad days. I 100% can't go to Kawaii Con. I haven't officially canceled with them yet. I sent them an email today because there was this part of me that was kind of just like, maybe I can do it, maybe I can't. But the wife is not. Her condition is not well enough for me to leave her here alone, despite, you know, the giant paycheck that would be. So I'm looking to see if they will let me just pick the artist to replace me, or if they're gonna try and dig into the wait list for that con. But it's like less than a week away. So if they dug into the wait list, they'd probably have a hell of a time finding somebody. I could probably find someone. The reason I want to pick who replaces me is because I know I can get my money back for my table. If they pick off the wait list, like I'll be able to sell it to somebody. But if they pick off the wait list, then I'm just gonna be out like 450 bucks. So these the music we're listening to right now, it's by a duo called Hyper Potions, right? And I really like their music, but I found out like a couple days ago that one of them is like a fucking groomer. And he's been kicked out of the duo. And I was like, oh Jesus Christ, that escalated really quick. I guess he like groomed a 15-year-old and then married her when she turned like 18, like the day she turned 18. Some crazy shit like that. So I was just like, oh, that sucks. it's always the ones with the good music. Always the creative ones.
Think I can fly. Think I can fly when I'm with you. My arms are wide, catching fire as the wind blows. I know that I'm rich enough for pride. I see $1 billion in your eyes. Even if we're strangers till we die.
Are you a story type of gamer? Or is it just Pokemon games for you? No, I love video games. Of course, naturally, I need a video game to have a good story. I think if I had to pick something, gameplay would be priority for me. I can take a game that has really good gameplay if the story is jank. But if the story is good and the gameplay sucks, I still think I can't play it. Sometime before the end of the year, we are going to play Octopath Traveler here on stream. Because I bought, I don't know if I bought it or if I downloaded it through Game Pass, but I have the first one. I have not bought the second one. I think the first one is free on Game Pass. I have that now. My dogs are so farty right now. Yeah, I don't know if you're still here. Are you going to apply for Lightbox Expo? Lightbox Expo has a lot of... for those who don't know what Lightbox Expo is, it's a convention that's run by Bobby Chu, the schoolism dude, right? And it is... it's like the artist convention. It's a convention... It's like... It's like, you know how there's anime conventions and there's comic book conventions? This is an artist convention. And they have an artist alley there. And they'll get like Disney artists and stuff, but they'll get some independent artists there, but I know that they favor original art. The last time I went, which was 2019, they had a good mix of like hard industry artists, but also some independent artists. But they are really pushing for original art. So if anyone here is down to go to California for Lightbox Expo, it's in October. Applications for that are open. I'm gonna apply. I'm not gonna get in, but I'll apply. Yeah, I like it's not like I prefer pixel art games. It's just I'm a huge RPG fan, and right now the only good RPGs that are being made. Let me clarify that more. Turn-based RPG is where I'm at, and it just so happens that the best and only good turn-based games happen to be, you know, the pixel art games. But yeah, Octopath is that like it's like 2.5D. It's pixel, but like the backgrounds are really heavy 3D. There's another game called Chained Echoes that's pure pixel art 2D, and that game is supposed to be like incredible. I watched my wife play some of that game. Oh, you know that game is long AF. Well, all of these, that's the thing though, these pixel art games, they can make them longer because they're not, you know, like they're not wasting time, you know, making every blade of grass, like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to interact with the blades of grass in this game. No, it's like, all right, here's some fucking green patches, let's go. And then because it's, you know, there's not so much going on, the files themselves are really small, so it's a lot easier to work with. That's why these pixel games are fucking long. Reusing assets with pixel resources, right? It's like easy to just import some pixel models. I've never made a video game, but I assume it's similar to that. Yeah, because like now I've never made a full video game, but I did spend a lot of time in RPG Maker when I was younger. And Yeah, it's just kind of like once you make one thing, you could just kind of reuse it. Like you only need like 4 different designs for grass, and then you just copy paste it, and then that's all. That's like a whole fucking map right there. And then you have to assume, and again, none of us here are video game creators, but you would have to assume that when it comes to playtesting or checking for bugs, you know, there's not going to be as many game-breaking things. So you can work with a smaller crew. It's less resources. You don't need as much money. You don't need as much time. You know, there's less like bugging issues. You know what I'm talking about? That's why. Besides, people, from my experience, people who make like those pixel art games, they're just more focused on making the game good. I'm so over graphics. I don't know about you, but I'm so fucking over. Like, I don't give a shit about graphics. It's like when you go to a movie and they're like, "Oh, the special effects are really good." I'm like, I don't give a fuck. The special effects are good, man. Like, it doesn't mean anything to me. We've had so many games with awesome awesome graphics, and the gameplay sucks. Graphics mean nothing to me now. Sometimes it's hard to put enough detail on pixel sprites. You really need to pick and choose. Oh yeah, well then you would just need good pixel artists. And at that point, it's not like that's just hiring the right artist at that point. Oh, we got a like. Thank you, Joseph. You want good graphics? Go outside, yeah. No, it's just good graphics. Just they're not a good indicator of the quality of a game. So when they talk about, oh, look how good this game looks, I'm just like, yeah, that doesn't. If anything, that means oh god, this finger's all fucked up. If it's anything, if it's any kind of indicator, it's more likely they put less time into the actual gameplay. Ignore this finger. This finger doesn't exist. I mean, look at motherfucking Stardew Valley. How old is that game? How old is that game? Like 9 years? That's not 9 years, but how old is that fucking game? You know? People still playing that. Because the gameplay's good. I mean, the game looks great, but I mean, like, graphically, it's not. Fucking Minecraft. That is the example. That's the prime example. Yeah, anyway, so when it comes to video games, I'm a turn-based RPG is my jam, and I don't give a shit about graphics, like, at all. You ever play Binding of Isaac? Is it because of my Pokemon background? No, I mean, I've I'm pretty old, so you know, I grew up with like Super Nintendo and all that stuff. It's not a nostalgic thing. I like turn-based games because they're more fun. I just like turn-based style. Like I like Super Mario RPG. I like Paper Mario. Actually, I liked Origami King. There's one game-breaking element in Paper Mario Origami King. But if it wasn't for that one game-breaking element, I would say that game was awesome because it's still turn-based. I don't know. I just like turn-based. And I think there was a period of time where we just completely stopped getting turn-based games. And once we stopped really getting them, I realized how much I enjoyed them. Because I was just like, we didn't have access to them anymore. Like, thanks to Steam, we're getting a lot more of them. But there was a period of time where we weren't getting any turn-based games. So I think it's more like one of the things that, other than like really liking Pokemon or really loving Pokemon, one of the things that keeps me playing Pokemon is that it stays turn-based. If it ever switched over to non-turn-based, I don't think I would play it. Like, that's why I never did the battle system in Pokemon Go. It wasn't turn-based. Yeah, and then it's your ability to do like combos, you know, like set up combos, especially when you're given different classes. Like, you know, you have a mage on your team, you have you know, like action RPG or just like button mashing games. Like, even if you have different class of characters on your team, it's not the same. Like, when you're turn-based, you have to like be like, okay, well, you have to go for, so this character is going to go first, so I have to make sure that I do the healing before I do this. I'm like, oh shit, well, I don't get to heal until like 2 more attacks because I have to go, and then the opponent goes, and then I get to heal, so what do I do until then? Do I have to defend? You know what I mean? Versus like if you're button mashing, you just be all like, fucking whatever. Have you ever played a game of D&D? I have never played D&D in my life. Something I was always interested in, but I didn't have anyone to play with. I've always wanted to get some dice. I feel like every person should. It's like a wand. I feel like everyone should have their own set of dice. I don't know why. That's one of those weird things where I'm just like, I don't know, because like there's so many different kind of dice you can get. I feel like everybody should have their own set of dice. I currently don't have a set of dice though. I thought it was kind of dumb. No, I think it's I don't know. I think D&D is fucking cool. I have seen some crazy setups that people have made, like some home setups. Yeah, some people go hella hard with their setups, man. Like overhead projectors straight down onto their table, so they could change like the terrain or the environment. Yes. What? You go potty? You go outside? I have this on shuffle, but it's shuffling between like the same 4 songs. I hate when it does that shit.
These will be times that I will miss. Don't blame me if I don't come through. I spent a lifetime on this, but I would give it all to you, 'cause I know what you do out of passion, but it only makes it harder for me. And I know that you're scared of the notion we'll become who we meant to be.
ガラスの裏にあかんでこの孤独も今音に変わる面影に刺したビブでつま先立つ雲が焼けるさよならが口を滑る
Tell me if you need time to prepare. All will tonight.
君のことただ飲みたい入れ物もな両手で受け
Do you ever feel like you have to build a tolerance to draw for longer hours again? Like you get used to drawing for a short while. Yeah. Yeah. My endurance, it's a mixture of stuff. Like, I don't know if you would describe it as like tolerance to drawing as much as it is like, am I just tired? I think, like, if I'm tired, it's harder for me to stay focused on one task. And if that task so happens to be drawing, then there you go. I think when it's paid work, I don't really have that issue. I think if I were going to try and do like a hardcore study session, because you know it's been a while since I've had a hardcore study session, I feel like, yeah, I would have a little bit of trouble focusing compared to how I used to be. But when it comes to drawing for money purposes, no, I don't have any issues. I could fucking draw all fucking day. But you know what? It's been so long since we've done like a hardcore study session. I bet if we picked a new topic to learn, and then I was free, like I didn't have any like client work that I needed to do to distract my brain. And we could just like the old days where we could just sit and just draw. If it was a new subject, I bet I can draw for a really long period of time and not have any issues, because I'd be so engaged if it was a new topic, you know what I mean? Exo, what's going on? So, just show of hands, what is a topic that you would, what would be a topic that you would be interested in seeing? Oh, this music is really loud for y'all right now. My bad. That's hella loud. My bad. What would be a topic that you would like to see studied here on stream? If we were. Because I definitely need... I'm like losing my mind with how bad at drawing I'm getting because I'm not studying. My brain is just like drawing blanks lately, man. It's just like... I'm just so buried with like work. I can't even think of like a topic that I would study. Oh, the sketchathon has just been pushed just because like we were gonna do it last Friday, but I just had too much stuff to do, had too much to take care of. Depicting form, in what sense? Do you have any like specifics on that question? What, like, when you say depicting form, what are you talking about? Everything is just a box. Oh, tangent. Kill me. It's like Megatron. Anime cinematography study. Oh, that would be fun. You know, I'm a huge movie nerd. I love photography. I love cinematography. I would love to do just maybe not an anime cinematography, but like movie composition would be really fun to do. You ever did like zombies, like gore? I've done gore, yeah. It was so fucking gross. I went in on gore. It was like a year ago. We went like hardcore on doing like we're studying Mikko Weiss's work, and then I started getting into like really disturbing, not like mentally disturbing, but like I looked up different phobias that people had, like the most common phobias, and I tried to like inject that into the artwork. And then after a while, I just like was making myself sick, so I had to stop. We could try a different medium. I want to try a different medium, but I don't honestly don't want to buy a bunch of new stuff at the moment. I want to try oil painting. I've been wanting to try oil painting for so fucking long. My office is such a mess right now. Oh yeah, there's no color. There's no color on stream. You can't even you can't even see it. Yeah, EXO, that would be fun. I do not make logos. Yo, what's going on, man? How you been? But also, no, I don't make logos. I've tried it in the past. It's just not my thing. I haven't practiced it. It's like it's not part of my skill set. It's not something I've practiced. We can do that tonight. Composition stuff. Let's do that tonight. That sounds like a lot of fun. I've been doing good, man. Doing okay. Going back to conventions this year. That sucks. I'll stay positive during it. Yeah. Shop. Card shop? Welcome to Chris's cinematography corner. Let's talk about movies and cinematography. If you look at early comic book, if you look at comic books, let's say pre 2005-ish era, right? A lot of comics will have a lot of I'll move my chair over. You'll have a lot of kind of like shot, reverse shot kind of panels. What is that nerdy shit? Right? Where it's just kind of like you'll see it almost looks like a Family Guy still, where you'll have like a character right here. Like just saying something, right? And then Batman will just be like right here. If you look at comics now, they are a lot more cinematic, where they'll frame it in a more interesting way, where it's like they'll take instead of a shot, reverse shot like that, because this will be like the back of that person's head. Or instead of shot, reverse shot, they'll do something where it's just like let's say this is the fucking Joker, right? They'll like put something in the foreground right here. And then like I can't think of anything off the top of my fucking head. This is a bad example. Okay, ignore this example. This was bad. I didn't think that through. Batman and the Joker. It's a bad example. Ignore these. This is why you guys don't pay me to be a teacher. Give me a scene. Someone give me a scene and we'll see if we can create a fun composition for it. Where's your card shop at? Give me like a scene and then we'll try to make a composition for it. In Visalia? Are you on Main Street? Throwing a ball. So are you talking more like, instead of composition, are you talking more like what kind of pose does somebody? Talking about like that, like crazy anime. Look at. Been checking something, so doing thumbnails now. Oh no, yeah, we're just we're trying to come up with, well, we just started right now, but what we're doing right now is they're gonna give me a scenario, and we're gonna see if we can come up with like a cool, like, composition or cool shot for it. So somebody said like throwing a ball, right? I went with baseball. And then what would the next frame be? It would follow the ball. Like it would start off like so he throws it. It'll start like this, and then as it traveled this way, it would like go like this. And then it probably zoom out. We're talking anime, right? It'd probably do some crazy, like, it'd probably like bounce around the screen. And then right here, you get the batter's eyes. We watch too much anime, bro. Then it would probably zoom in on and again, excuse me, I don't know the proper holding of a bat. I don't know how to properly hold a bat, but it'd probably zoom in on the hands. Just do like a slight adjustment. See. So it hit, and as it made impact, the bat, the ball would go like, would do a big stretch. You might even have like an impact frame right there, but then it would you would get the build up of probably like half a second. Anyway, we're talking about we're talking about animation. We're talking about compositions. Again, I don't know what the proper stance is for a baseball. And the umpire he'd fly back like this. Okay, anyway, for realsies though. Trying to think of a movie that has really good composition.
Time.
Probably wouldn't even see the floor. Oh, dude. Dr. Seuss? Yeah. How'd I come up with that, right? Acid. Had a few acid trips. Ugh. No yawning. No, it's too early to yawn. Yeah? You need to go potty? You need to go outside? Well, my dog needs to go outside. Oh. Give me a couple minutes. I gotta take the dog out. And while I'm out, I'm gonna show you guys this 1-minute ad. I haven't run an ad for you guys in a while, so no complaining. I really fell off. I should be running ads every single stream, but here we are. All right, give me a second. Have to turn off some lights so that my dogs can go to sleep. Unfortunately, this one up here is very bright, so I can't shut that one off. Again, nice and cozy now. I just took them out to go potty, and I fed them again. Should be good the rest of the night. Or at least like an hour before they interrupt me again. Let's try to create one scene. We'll try to create a scene, okay? So this is the most generic style of figuring out your composition. You take your rule of thirds, right? Let's say it's we're doing Batman already, right? Let's just say we're thinking of like a detective scene, okay? What would be an interesting... Let's say, you know, there's that scene in The Batman with Robert Pattinson, or he walks in to the crime scene and there are other policemen there, right? So we'll take a crime scene, we'll take Batman walking into the scene where there are other cops and they're examining like a piece of evidence, let's say a Joker card, right? So how would we do that? Well, we want Batman to be the focus. So we need a Batman. We need cops. We need the Joker card. How do we do that? Let's put some stuff in the foreground. Let's say... Let's say the house where the crime took place has a lot of books. We'll put like tables. Stuff to fill up the foreground, aka eat up negative space. So we don't gotta draw a lot of stuff. Yeah, the rule of thirds. It's hey, thank you for that follow. Yeah, in composition, in like universal composition, rule of thirds is like the baseline of trying to figure out where to like how to frame something. It's like the starting point when you're learning. So generally you put your areas of interest at these cross points right here. It's just one of those things where it's just like the brain kind of I don't know, the brain functions on odd numbers. So like if you're drawing some mountains or something, you know, you could have one big mountain, right? You're like, well, I don't want just one mountain. How about two mountains? Okay, but that doesn't look as good as having three for some reason. This has nothing. This isn't like rule of thirds, three things. These are two separate. These are separate ideas. Yeah, rule of thirds. That's just in general. Like when you're framing if you're doing photography and you're just learning how to frame something, you take rule of thirds into consideration. Like if you have a camera, like a digital camera, they're always, even on your phone, you should be able to activate a rule of thirds on there. Do I have that on? I do have that on mine. Just by default. I don't know. Can you see those lines right there? Your phone should be able to activate that as well. I have that on mine all the time. I've had it on all the time. I don't even notice it anymore. Yeah, that grid, that's just the rule of thirds. That's just to help you kind of eyeball stuff. Anyway. We'll put all the cops over here. We'll have Gordon over here. Gordon and Batman over here. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. So to elaborate on that shot just a little bit more, we'll just take the grids out so it's not in our way. We'll use like one of these. We'll use like a beam in the apartment. My dog is chewing on stuff right now. I'll let her. It's late. She'll tucker herself out. You know, them cops hate Batman. So we'll have all the cops over here, huddled behind these beams over here. That'll kind of create like this separation between the cops and Batman and Gordon, who will be over here. With like tables and books in the foreground to just kind of fill in all the negative space. That's a real easy cheat thing you can do where like if you have stuff in the foreground, you can use it to start directing the eye to where you want it to go in the picture. So like you can use, like we're saying in the foreground here, we're gonna have like books, right? Well, we can use that to kind of close off the image, because like one of the things when you're taking a photograph, you don't want something that will lead the eye off the page. So a really easy cheat thing you could do is put like a steel beam or something over here. Hope this makes sense. There's a reason I'm not a teacher anymore. I tried it, I'm not good at it. And then just for a little bit of make it a little bit more interesting, we could even frame Gordon and Batman by using like a window in the background here, right? Something like that. And then like we can use all warm colors. And we're streaming in black and white, so you won't be able to see that. But like you can have everything in here being like warm colors. And then out here in the window could be the only place where it's just like it's dark because it's Batman. Where it'd be like blue or purple, right? From the outside. We can have it like raining or whatever. We just put another book here to fill in the negative space. I don't know what the cover of a book looks like. I haven't touched the book in years. For those of you who might be too young for this, but did anyone here ever get those sets of encyclopedias when we're I guess that's like a 90s thing or like an 80s thing. People used to walk around and sell like sets of encyclopedias, like like it would be like the alphabet, like you get individual books from like A, B, C, D, all the way to Z, and you could just open it up and it just have random information about something that started with an A in that A book, or some random information about something that started with a Z in the Z book, right? And then they used to have traveling salesmen who would walk around and sell these like fucking encyclopedia sets, and people would buy them. My parents bought them. Like that's just, it was just so commonplace to see those in houses, and anyway, if that's before your time, you let me know. Then we'll use the big window here. We have Batman and Gordon over here.
Puts me in the moment, the moment. Didn't find a reason. Hits me in the evening. Hurts me when I breathe in, I breathe in. Feel the way that I do about you. Don't want anything new, what I knew. Hits me in the morning. Puts me in the moment. Just look at me now. The sun's setting gold. Look at me now. I'm free, so look at me now. The sun's setting gold. Look at me now. I'm free, so look at me now.
We gotta fill in Batman because it just doesn't work unless he's unless he's in shadows.
Didn't see a warning. Hits me in the morning. Puts me in the moment, the moment. Didn't find a reason. Hits me in the evening. Hurts me when I breathe in, I breathe in. Feel the way that I
And then we'll use like the beams over here to kind of put the cops on the other side of the room to kind of show kind of the separation between Gordon, Batman, and the cops. Anyway.
look at me now.
Anyway. You'd probably cut the frame off about... Probably cut it off right there. Don't need all that right there.
Move to Tokyo, if that's where you want to go. Don't have to go alone. You can just let
Isn't that more interesting than a shot reverse shot of Batman and Gordon talking?
to London or Mexico. Know that I said
Oh yeah, it's a big window. And it's raining. So they would catch most of the light. Oh. Probably darker than that.
I was just scared it got heavy. Almost to Tokyo, to London or Mexico. Oh, that I said goodbye, but can I still change my mind? I was just scared. This time I swear I'm ready. Can I still change my mind?
And then in the foreground, you can always just turn them black. Or maybe not solid black, but really dark. You can go solid black though. That works. But yeah, see, that wasn't that hard, right? But the in general, the start of this came from the rule of thirds. You know, it just kind of when you can start to eyeball the rule of thirds after you've done it enough times. So you're just like, well, we could section things off here, section things off there, and that's the good baseline to start your composition. You don't have to adhere to it 100%, but like if you're just like, fuck, I don't know where to start, that's absolutely the best place to start. So then we just laid it out here, adhering to the rule of thirds almost completely, right? And then when we came here, we got a little bit more loosey-goosey with it. I changed the perspective. And then when I decided to frame them using the window, that's where like all the light's gonna come from, right? So not only are they framed, they're in that section of the third right there, like I pointed out. Yeah. See, pretty simple. It just takes like a little bit of practice with it, but you'll be able to wonder what they're saying. Batman ain't saying a goddamn thing. He's just like, give me your, give me your blue eyes white dragon, old man. And I'll trade you all of these. You know, one thing that I haven't practiced in a while, but I think is really important. Oh, dude, Batman Beyond, hella good. Are they ever gonna do a Batman Beyond movie? Is the question. And if they did, are they gonna? How bad will they fuck it up? Repeating patterns is something that I spent a long time practicing once upon a time, and I just stopped.
There is no place and no moment in history where I could stand and say, old British begins here, now.
Batman Beyond movie, in their current state, I don't want them to do it. We've already like we talked about this so many times. We've already wasted the opportunity to do a proper Dark Knight Returns. It's not gonna happen now. They've squandered that opportunity by using all of the important imagery. You know, they can't do Death of Superman, a proper Death of Superman movie. That's just not gonna happen because they've squandered all that. Funny enough, they squandered all that in the same movie. So I would prefer if they just waited, you know, like a decade before they try to Batman Beyond. Because if they try and do it with what they got going on now, nah. What's another piece of useless art advice I can give y'all right now? Oh, I know. Since I got nothing like structural to teach you. Do you know how to continue a line, right? I don't think I hear a lot of people talking about this. I don't remember the last time I heard anyone talk about this, but I learned this. Again, this is something that I learned from the 5 pencil method, which is the very, very first art course that I ever bought, which I don't know if they're still around, but I have it on my hard drive somewhere. I can't give it to you for free because that's thievery. But yeah, so to continue a line, like let's say, maybe not with this pen, but like let's say you're working with a pencil or like a ballpoint pen and you're going like this, and you stop. They want to start again. Naturally, you're gonna go, a lot of people, they'll just go right here where they left off and they'll continue. It's kind of like there's like, maybe you can't see it, but there's like a little jitter right here. Or if you have a thicker pen, like you press right here, you'll have like a different line weight. Or start it back up, you'll have like a dot right there where you picked it back up. Okay, if you're in the middle of a stroke, first off you should finish that stroke, but like let's say something happens where you can't, come in for an airplane landing and then start it a little bit back so it gives you a little bit. So it gives you a little bit of time to match the line weight, and you can continue. That's some stupid, useless shit that no one talks about, but I use it all. I use that all the time when I do my line work. What's some other stupid art advice that I can give you? You just hide it with. You could just thicken the line weight, right? Boom. Oh shit. There you go. That works too.
I dive into frozen waves where the past comes back to life. Fight fear for the selfish pain, it was worth it every time. Hold still right before we crash, cause we both know how it ends. A clock ticks till it breaks your glass and I drown in you again. Cause you are the piece of me I wish I didn't need. Chasing relentlessly, still fight and I don't know why. If our love is tragedy, why are you my remedy? If our love insanity, why are you my
Contour. Yeah. Can you add contours to a single line? No, not really. You can do this though. You can do this. Like, I guess the closest thing would be thickening the line weight to represent that it's closer. You know what I mean? Like the difference between.
Don't speak as I try to leave, cause we both know what we choose. If you pull, then I push too deep and I'll fall right back to you. Cause you are the piece of me.
It's a horrible example, but you know what I'm talking about. Oh. You ever watch? Who here watches boxing? You want to see some awesome rear delts? Go look at professional boxers. Maybe not heavyweights because they're not like very lean. Go look at like welterweights and stuff. Man, you want to see some crazy rear delts, man? You go look at some fucking professional boxers in the lower weight classes. For a bigger show, like a MegaCon size or like an Anime Expo size, I bring like 100 of each. And then I'll usually ship stuff to like the hotel I'm staying at. Or if I'm driving, I'll bring as many as I fucking I could carry. It's like just bring as much as you can. You don't have that many different, like your selection of prints, you don't have like that many different ones right now, right? Not yet. I know you're always working on new stuff, but you don't have like a big wall yet, right? Just bring as much as you could humanly carry, and then ship some to your hotel. Like, bring as much, like a balanced amount of all your different prints with you, and then ship some to your hotel or wherever you're staying. Ship some there, and then yeah, that's it. I keep forgetting you haven't really done like a huge con, right? Even though you've done like huge con numbers. Yeah, you might be like a little surprised by how much product you can move. I don't remember how the glutes sit on the body. I know you have the Christmas tree down here. Ooh, see, this is why I need a refresher course. I mean, why would you? I mean, not just to a big con, but like to any con. Why would you not bring as much as you can like humanly carry? You should kind of always bring as much as you can. If you're worried about running out, that's an easy problem to fix. Just bring more. Now the problem is if you got too much to bring home. You're driving though, right? You're driving though. If you're driving, this shouldn't even be a discussion. You just bring as much as you could fucking bring. Just bring as much. And the thing is, you have more shows lined up. You could stock more than you've ever stocked before. You could like quadruple your inventory right now. You're okay. If you're driving and you have other shows lined up for the year, which I know you do, why don't you could like tenfold your inventory right now, bring everything. You 100% will not run out, and it's not going to matter because you'll sell that shit later anyway. What's the especially if you're driving. Now, if you're flying and there's like weight restrictions, then you have to ship stuff, then you have to worry about like, oh, if I don't sell this, I have to like throw it away or ship it back home. That's where it gets tricky. But if you're driving, this should never be an issue. You're just like, oh shit, you know this show's gonna be fire. You know you got cons lined up. Just fucking bring everything. Just fucking bring everything. Don't leave anything at home. Platinum, what's up? Just fucking, it's not overkill. It's not overkill because whatever you don't sell becomes inventory for future shows, which you have future shows already. So not only, honestly, not only are you guaranteeing that you're going to make the most that you can at this show, it actually makes less work for you later because you have inventory. Honestly, it actually makes more sense, if you think about it, it makes more sense to overstock. Because whatever's left over, that's less work you gotta do later. Now, in regards to space behind or space at the table, because you have those canvases, that one's gonna be kind of tricky. I don't know how much space they're allotting you. I know a lot of conventions are being very strict now. Like, let's say this is your artist table. A lot of conventions are being very strict, and they're like, you gotta have all your shit like touching the table. What I have seen, which if I ever, you know, go to a con that allots me space, you ever go on like Amazon, or you can go to like Office Depot, and you see those they're like metal racks. I'm not fucking joking. This sounds like overkill. I'm not fucking joking. If the convention says that you have X amount of space behind the table, are you splitting the spot, by the way? They're like kind of cheap, like wire shelves. You know what I'm talking about? Like you could find them in pretty small sizes too. Anyway, I've seen an artist who, well, they're soloing the table, right? Okay, and then like, let's say you have your display, however you want to organize your shit, right? Basically, if you're given like this much space behind the table, you make this thing fit, however you need to orient it. And he just stacks all his shit here. So it's easy access. It's all organized. Yeah, the wire shelves. And there's nowhere, because like if you look behind a normal artist alley table, like this is the behind view, right? Normally it's people with their shit like on the ground, just like a mess. And then they have their chair here. And then when somebody buys something, they like lean over and like grab it, right? There's nothing in the rules that say you cannot, because like they say your display could only go like 8 feet tall. Whatever. There's nothing that says it cannot be 8 feet. Like back here, you can buy this wire thing, stack upwards, put all your shit there, your canvases and stuff, have it all organized so that when it comes time, you can utilize the vertical space behind your table too. There's nothing in the rules that says you can't fucking build upwards behind. Just have to make it so that you can access it is pretty much going to be the hard thing. You're not splitting, that's good. Assuming they give you the space, right? There's nothing that says, here's your table. Let's say your display, let's say they make you put your display up against the table, right? You got your prints here. You got like a little hole for you right here. Okay. There's nothing that says behind there you can't have a shelf that stands just as fucking high as your display. That has all your canvases and stuff on it. Nothing in the rules says you can't fucking do that. Yeah, I mean, the table underneath the table is already so full because you have like luggage and shit, right? But like you have that space behind you. Assuming the convention lets you, like, assuming that con gives you that space behind you, which usually they'll give you a couple feet. A lot of the bigger cons, especially like Reed Pop shows, they can be really strict on that. But you know, they should have clarified what they do and don't give you. Fine it, yeah. It's gonna be tight. All right, let's figure that out right now. Okay, so you got your table right here, right? The table I assume is 2 feet. Which means you got 3 feet of space to play with. That's 36 inches. I guarantee that you could find one of these wire shelves or something similar that is, so we got max with 36 inches to play with. You could probably find something less than 36 inches. Just push your display to the front where it's touching the table. However high they're gonna let you go. I don't know, I'm just spitballing different ideas because canvases are a pain in the ass. But I know that they're the big sellers. But that's one way to do it. And the only reason I say build vertically is because then you could just bring a shit ton of them. Yeah, the general consensus at cons is the bigger display, the bigger prints you have on display, the better. Basically, the bigger and the closer that you can get to the client, the better. Which is why I have been slowly moving away. Like, I have my Pro Panel display, right? But even my Pro Panel display, you can see in my latest one, I push my Pro Panel so far up that I usually have them wrap around the table. There's only like, I swear to God, there's only like 2 feet of space between the table and like the panels, and I'm just like stuck, like sandwiched in between right here because I want to push everything closer to the customer. It's one of the reasons I feel like this kind of display is inferior. Let me show you the old style. I feel like this is inferior. You know, where the prints are set far, but not to say that they're bad or it doesn't work. You just want to put it up in their face, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's just my opinion on what you can do. You're gonna have to experiment. It sucks that you don't have other opportunities at other cons to test it out before you go to the big one. But I mean, that's all learning. It'll be all right. So as you start doing bigger shows, the one thing that you need to avoid is killing yourself over what could have been. I had this issue when I started doing, you know, the big numbers at cons. And it led me, and again, I've told you, like, you don't talk to any of my friends about it, but if you did talk to some of my friends about it, they would tell you that I was a fucking psychopath, man. I used to get mad. Like, I went out to dinner with my buddy one time, and I was just pissed off the whole time. He was just like, what are you mad about? I was like, man, I went like positive 8K at the show. And he's just like, what are you mad about? I was like, because I should have went positive 11. And I would talk about all this crazy shit that I could have done to, you know what I mean? Like, all this crazy shit I could have done. And I'm just like, I left all this money on the table, man, you know? You can't do that. Don't fucking go crazy, especially when you start doing the bigger shows and you start bringing in like that crazy money. Yeah, I'll sit there and get all crazy like that. Don't do that. You brought what you brought. If you sell out on day 2, fucking stand at your table and say you're taking commissions, or just close up shop and go hang out at the con. Like, I have the perfect story for that. It was Anime Expo 2016, I think, which was my first year selling there. I have a buddy who did like perler art and you know, like the beads, and he sold out of, he brought I think 14,000 worth of inventory, and then he sold out on day 2, right? And I was just like, dude, what are you gonna do? I was like, you're gonna go home? What are you gonna do? I was like, you're gonna try and make a couple at home? He's just like, nah, man, that's what I brought. It's a wrap. And I remember just sitting there, and I was just like, that's fucking crazy. I would go home and fucking do this. I would do that. I'll go crazy, right? Because he was based in Los Angeles, so he had the option of going home and doing that, right? But now I'm just like, I get it. You brought your inventory, you wanted to make what you could, you sold out of everything. Now you went to go hang out at AX for the remaining 2 days. You just closed up shop and just hung out for the last 2 days. I've told that story before, but yeah, at the time I was just like, yeah, it's fucking whack, dude. That's weak sauce. No, it's not. Don't get all crazy like that. However, as print artists, we can just run to like Office Depot or something and get more prints made, so. That's just my warning about not letting cons fucking ruin your life. Yeah, man. People have different hustle and drive. Kind of like you, think about how to improve. Even when you kill it. Yeah, no. You want to take notes. Like, I took literal notes. You want to improve. Don't fucking go to dinner with your friends after you pocketed +8 and be all mad and fucking ruin dinner. Like, don't do that. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, want to be better, but you know, appreciate the success you had at that particular show. I didn't see what the timeline for the SakuraCon contest is. When is the due date For those who don't know, we're talking about SakuraCon has the their mascot competition. If you win, they pick your entry to be on like all the promotional art, and then they give you an artist tally table. That's hella worth it. Actually, to be determined, because we don't know what new SakuraCon is going to be like, because they changed a lot about the artist alley this year. I mean, I'm sure it'll still be good, but will it be god level like before? April 21st? God damn. I thought you were talking about SakuraCon. Come on, son. Is that all the music? What happened?
As we gaze up at the stars above our heads, in their cosmic glory, while all the world is sand inside their beds. I don't know if we'll ever see each other.
What am I using? Talking about for music? My hard drive? Oh no, I'm just using it's a Sakura pen. I don't like this. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but I finally watched the last episode, the last Ash episode of Pokemon. When I first finished it, I was a little underwhelmed, but then I sat and thought about it, and I was just like, well, what the fuck was I expecting? I was like, everything was resolved, like, before we even got to the last episode. Like, they took care of everything before we even got there, and I was just like, I don't know what I was expecting from that last episode. 30-second ad. Oh, was that enough to end your life? We used to sit through 10 minutes of commercials. Tim's like, yeah, well, welcome to the new world. The real fucking question is, did you click an ad? Did you click it and then quickly close it? It just feels like those days are so long ago. Yeah, I thought it was just... So, this is my thought process that ultimately turned this stream colorless, alright? This is what happened. Back when we first started doing Twitch, I had my face in grayscale, right? And the reason I did that was... first off, you could see that my face cam is actually pretty small compared to what you normally see on Twitch in general, but even with artists. But for a while, it was like super tiny, and it was in grayscale because I was just like, well, the face cam, people want to see it, but I don't want any focus to be on me. I want the focus to be on the drawing. So that's where that came from. And as time went on and we're hanging out in the sketchbook, I was just like, look, we're not even coloring in general. So I was just like, I was like, well, what happens if I just turn the whole thing grayscale? And I really like how it looks. We're also broadcasting in a 16:9 aspect ratio. You want a little behind the scenes? The reason I have those thick black bars on the top and the bottom, which I'm sure to you guys it just looks like it's part of Twitch, right? But it's actually part of my broadcast. The reason I put those there is because I couldn't get a good distance, because we're working out of the sketchbook, right? I couldn't get a good distance with my camera that fit the chat box with my face, because I didn't want my face to cover a section of the sketchbook. So I had all this empty space on the top and the bottom where it was just like garbage. It was just like the desk. It was just like a mess. So I was just like, oh, I have an idea. Let's just use black bars and hide all of that. And then it helped me like frame everything. Anyway, that's some behind the scenes stuff. you'll find that like 90% of the decisions that I made here on Twitch come from me like not wanting to deal with stuff. Have you guys, I don't know if any of you have noticed, but sometimes I toggle between streaming at 30 frames, streaming at 29 frames, and streaming at 24 frames per second. I doubt any of you have ever even noticed that. I like to, I'm so paranoid. Like, we have really good, when you're doing traditional art, I could stream at 20 frames and you won't even fucking notice. For a fact, because I used to do that. Just because before I upgraded my internet, I needed to cut corners as much as I could to have a lagless stream. And dropping your frame rate allows you to drop like your bit rate. So I was I was cutting corners everywhere so I wouldn't lag. But you know, we upgraded the internet, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. But when you're doing digital art, you definitely need it to be at least 30 frames because that is noticeable. But when you're doing traditional, you could absolutely have it at 20 and nobody will fucking notice. So if you're streaming your artwork and you're having like lag issues, just crank that thing all the way down. Crank it down to 20. I think I was at TwitchCon last year, and I was part of an artist panel. And some dude was asking all these crazy technical questions. It was just like, yeah, so I have like a lot of lag, and he was throwing all these like, I'm not a computer guy. So he was throwing all these like words at me, and I was just like, I don't know, man. Fucking stream at 720 and drop your frame rate to like 20. Your fucking internet is that bad. It's just like, no one's gonna fucking notice, man. And he just didn't want to listen to me. And I was like, all right, man. No, if you're playing a game, pretty much if you're doing anything on computer, if you're screen capturing a computer screen, you're gonna want at least 30 frames, right? I honestly don't even like the way 60 looks. Who here prefers 60? You're fucking sociopaths. I don't even like the way 60 looks. I fucking hate 60 frames, man. I just don't find it visually appealing. Like, I'll take 30 all day, right? Gonna say we're talking about stream quality. I can't really watch like Sam does art streams or Ergo Josh or something with their aesthetic. I have never seen Sam's stream. I didn't even know he was on Twitch, or was he stream on YouTube? Ergo, you know what? I don't consume Twitch. I actually have no idea what their stream layouts look like. Can you describe it to me? Is it just too much going on? I'm not gonna lie. I'm half and half on even having the fucking chat box. Oh my god, what's going on with the chat box? Why is it so far to the right? Hold on, I gotta fucking move this thing. What the hell is this? What happened? Oh, thank god, that's much better. Oh god. not gonna lie, even having the chat box there is borderline like too much for me. But like I said, if I turn the chat box, because like this is the edge of the sketchbook right here. These are the edges. So if I turn off the chat box, you remember what it used to be like? I used to have an empty spot here in the corner, and you would just see like my pens or whatever, and I always hated that. And I was like, I don't know what to fucking do here. So that's the only reason I put the chat box down there. But yeah, you know me, I'm a bit of a minimalist. I'm so OCD about like certain things, and I just, yeah, I don't like the stream layouts where there's like so much going on. Oh, you meant Kasim. Yeah, Kasim's my boy. They all look the same to me. Asians. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? No, it's fucking... It's too much. It's just like, shut up and draw. Hey, but guess what, man? That's what their personality wants. You know, that's what fits their personality. That's what fits their kind of streaming. And more importantly, they know that's what the consumer wants. The average person here on Twitch wants the layout with like numbers flying everywhere, you know, where you get a follow and like it's like somebody dropped a bag of glitter, you know. Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, that's their personality. In the same way how everything in grayscale and this minimalistic, this really, you know, flat looking stream fits my personality. But like, somebody else can walk in here and be like, what the fuck happened to all the color? Like, what's going on, you know? But yeah, but I feel you, like, I actually don't like to watch Cynix's streams because his layout is so wonky. Like, it's cute because he has like the MS Paint, like Windows 95 look. I don't know if he's changed it since, but that's what he had, and I just find it distracting. I don't like that. Anyway, I don't like crazy stream layouts. That's just me. Maybe too wild. Hey man, that's just my personality though. You know me, I think I'm a lot I think I'm a lot more tired than they are. I think that's what it is. Hmm. So I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, I'm glad, you know, like there's a good amount of there is a good amount of people here that is that are on the same page as us, you know, where it's just like I just want to draw. But at the same time, I ain't making that kind of Twitch money like they are. This is like my new favorite fucking song right now. It's like a remix of 3 songs. Your dog sleeping next to you? Yeah, I have my 2 dogs are sleeping right next to me right now too. If you hear that snoring, that's my dogs. We have an 11-year-old. Actually, she's about 12 years old now. And then we have an 8-month-old. 2 boxers. I'm not gonna lie. I think I've given up. I think I've given up on turning Twitch into like a high income revenue source. In the same way how I was doing YouTube for the longest time. And after a while, I was just like, in order for me to excel at YouTube, I would have to do shit that I don't want to do. And that's kind of where I am with my my Twitch channel right now. I enjoy our study streams. I enjoy when we're hanging out in the sketchbook. That's what I enjoy. That's not what's going to get us the most views. But I'm at a place where I'm just like, it's a little bit of income every month, but it's like I've kind of mentally given up on it being like a major revenue source. Because the amount of... Because I could go to like one convention and make like 6 months of fucking Twitch money. Like 1 weekend at a con. So I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna do this. You know what? So you ain't gonna catch me switching, man. Hell no. I now think of Twitch as like a... In the same way how I use YouTube, it's like a supplemental thing that I use to promote other things that I got going on. Not everything got to be monetized like crazy. Fuck out of here. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. No, just kidding. Nah, for real. Not everything needs to be that. Like my YouTube channel. Those YouTube videos. Man, I don't even make money off them bitches. But I'm so proud of that YouTube series. Like yeah, like I've said it before, I consider those YouTube episodes like part of my body of work as an artist. Where they're just like, all right, so let me see some of your work. I'm like, all right, check this shit out. So that's kind of where I'm at with Twitch right now. Maybe that'll change when, you know, the wife is back on her feet and we could take a little bit more time here on stream to really focus and like do kind of what we were doing before, or it's more like focused streams. Oh man, I just don't want to fucking dance around and have explosions on screen and shit. I'm talking about. I don't want someone to be like, here's a sub, or here's some like, here's like 10,000 channel points, do some jumping jacks. Like, oh, the YouTube series is 100% just for me. That is, I thought we've brought that up before. Considering they get so little views and I make zero money off of them, like absolutely zero money. I make them for myself. I make them so that like, well, I can already do it now, but when I was doing them, I was just like, it'll be really cool to use this as like a time capsule for like later down the road, maybe a decade down the road. And now these days I look back and I can see it, the change. I learn a lot because of, you know, a lot of negative mentality I had back then, or just like amateur shit that I've learned. There are a couple of artists who I do conventions with who are fans of my series, who said that they wish that they had started recording like when they first started, you know, drawing or getting into it. And I was I don't want to drop their name, but like very popular artist now, but it was like, oh, it would have been really cool if I just started recording, you know, my time at conventions. You know, it'd be a cool, like a time capsule for myself and be a really cool way for people to see my progression. And I was just like, you can still fucking do it. It's not like you're retired. Like, you know, just because you've been like X amount of years deep into the game, like X amount later, you can still look back on this stuff. And he did it for a little bit and then he stopped. That's why we like Psychra, isn't it? That's why we like Psychra, because he's just so fucking like he's just like, look, man, I just draw and grow this beard. Like I got this young beard and I draw. What the fuck you want from me? Bob, where are you at? You know? It's just him and Bob just fucking shooting the shit. Really, really skilled, really, really well educated artists just shooting the shit, right? But you know, that's that thing though. It's just like, do you want that following? Because, and there's nothing wrong, like, and there's nothing inherently wrong about wanting a huge following. I mean, that's a goal in itself. But it's just like, to do that, to get that, you either need to like get lucky with algorithms, or God, you got to do some dances, man. Must appease the Twitch gods. Hey, thank you for the follow. What's everyone doing right now? Trying to make a story? What do you mean a story? Exo, is that a commission or is that stuff you're like so you can get more interaction?
空飛ぶ羽と引き換えに
To sell.
つなぎ合う手を選んだ僕らそれでも空に見せられて夢を重ねるのは罪か Is anyone there? Hey.
Check, 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 hey!
Any tips to improving line quality? That's a good question. What a handsome question. No, mileage. Finding the tool that you like and then getting a lot of mileage. So like when I sketchbook, I work with a lot of brush pens. Primarily, like if you command pen, you could see the Pentel brush pen that I prefer. Right here, this is kind of like a brush, but not really. It's like a hard tip, right? So because I have so much practice with a brush pen, that's where my best lines come from. Because I'm always using that. Hold on, sorry. This is really loud. But like, I use microns, you know, like these technical pens. I use these for commissions, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm nowhere near as good as with these things as I am with a brush pen, which is fucking weird because these are really precise, right? But my line quality, like I'm just not comfortable with these in the same way how I'm comfortable with like the brushes. So find the tool that you prefer and then just put like hella miles on it. There are different exercises you can do in regard if you look up schoolism, they have like parallel line exercises. These are like general exercises you can do to improve your line control, where you'll just fill up pages and pages and pages of trying to make straight vertical lines, and that will give you a lot of pen control. And if you have a lot of control while you're doing a straight line, you'll have a lot of control doing like this kind of stuff. But yeah, it all comes down to miles, but find the tool that you prefer. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just whatever you like. It's the same thing with like digital art. The program you use doesn't fucking matter. It's just like which program are you most comfortable with, or which one do you enjoy using the most? Because the one you enjoy the most is the one that you'll put the most effort into. What do you like to draw? Do you think it hurts your growth as an artist to switch between mediums? Nope. I used to. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're still getting in mileage. You're still practicing something. You're still learning something, right? So I used to think like that, where I was just like, if I'm not working on my Kim Jong-gi style, then like I'm fucking going in reverse. Like I used to be like that, but it's just like, dude, fucking, you got to be open to doing other things, and you're still trying, you're still drawing. First off, you're still getting mileage. You know, switching mediums and switching tools and switching subject matter and all that stuff. It's like, it's necessary for growth. Even, let's say, hypothetically, it stunts your development in one particular area. So, for example, you know, when I do those big collages, the masterworks, I'm doing digital work for like 5 weeks straight, right? Like 10 hours a day, 14 hours a day for like 6 weeks. I come back, I can't even work with my brushes anymore because I forget like how to control it. Does it set me back in the brush work a little bit? Yeah, but my overall growth, you know, like in 20 years. You know what I mean? People and animals, you have to practice landscapes. I can do cityscapes. Do not fucking ask me to draw like a meadow. Okay. I Some of my most valuable miles came from sitting at like airports watching people trying to sleep in their chairs. Because I used to do conventions full time, which I'm going back to that this year. But like I would always try to get some practice in like all the time. And I spent a lot of time at the airport, and you always have to have your sketchbook with you, right? But I think the most important miles that I ever racked up was watching people, just like random ass people of different shapes and sizes, trying to sleep in chairs at the airport. You're a successful artist that's trying to follow Kim Jong-il's path, your mileage or hey, I'm trying to follow my path. Yeah, Kim Jong-il is huge. You know, like, I went to one of Kim Jong-il's lectures back in 2017. This was before he got like super duper duper popular. So it was hard. Like, I know near the end, it was very difficult to get into one of his lectures because he was so popular. But back in 2017, you could kind of walk up and get a ticket to one of his lectures and shows, right? So I went to see one of his lectures it was a 2-day thing in San Francisco. And watching him work in person and hearing him explain at the lecture just like fucking changed the way I approached my my studies. And watching him draw, I was just like, wow, this is mesmerizing, but this doesn't seem unobtainable. Like when you see him do it in real life, you're just like, this is fucking crazy, but this is totally doable. Well, that's good. You should be trying other tools. Because what if you find a tool where you're just like, oh my god, this is like hella fun. Like this is the tool that I like. What if you pick up like a weird, like let's say there's a brush pen that has a particular kind of weight to it, and you're just like, oh my god, this is like my favorite thing ever. And then you're just like, I suck at this, but this is really fun. Well, now you got a new tool that you can learn. And it's the one that you enjoy. So, you know what I mean? But if you're not experimenting, then you're never going to find that tool. Basically, who gives? Just stop fucking worrying. You know how I am with these kinds of questions. My answer is always just like, just stop. Who cares? Just fucking. Like, I'm very methodical with how I go about, you know, learning new things or practicing, but I think being carefree in starting those new things is important. But boy, it does suck having to go back to that old medium and being like, oh shit, I'm out of practice. It takes you like 2 weeks to get your groove back. My monthly mileage, I don't know. It's kind of the same, but it's the same in regards to amount, but it's different in regards to content, because I do a lot of client work now. I do a lot of digital work now. You know, when I was doing conventions, it would be like I just sell at conventions. I didn't take client work because I was making enough money at the cons. And then any free time I had, I would just study and draw whatever the fuck I felt like, right? So my mileage there came from more of just like observational stuff, or like specific topics that I wanted. But these days, most of my miles comes from us hanging out in the sketchbook here, but also more so client work. Oh yeah, we were doing some composition practice earlier. For those who came in late. That was fun. You know what? We'll do that. The next like full study stream that we have, we'll do like composition breakdown, cinematography, because I'm a movie nerd. So we can do that. That'll be really fun, right? You time all your hours? You're still timing that? I mean, more power to you. That's hella cool. I think that's hella cool. Because once you hit like 1,000,000 hours, you know what I mean? Like once you hit 1,000,000 hours, you can make like a video about that, dude. Like that's fucking bad. I hope you keep track of it forever. That's badass. Video will go viral. That's how Piccolo, you know Piccolo? He does artwork for Teen Titans now. I was following him back when his username was it Doodle365, I think was his name or something like that. But he got really popular because like back in the day, Instagram and social media wasn't what it was today back then, right? So just he was one of the first people to actually use like a hashtag, keeping track of him drawing every single day, and that's how he got super duper popular. And then he changed his name to Piccolo, and then he got a job doing Teen Titans work, and that's how he got started. So stuff like that where you're kind of like timing and showing people the work that you put in. Uh-oh, I messed this up. Hold on, we could fix this. No, we can't. I fucked it up. Hmm. Somebody else's hand is over here. Is burnout a real thing? I don't believe in burnout or art block. Any time people say they have that, my general belief is that you're just not taking care of yourself outside of your artwork. Oh, I don't fucking exercise. My diet is shit. I don't sleep ever. I haven't seen the sun in like 3 weeks, right? Like I ain't talked to nobody. I haven't talked to anybody in like 4 months. I don't know why I'm going crazy. I think I have art block. Don't fucking blame your art because you're not taking care of yourself. Like, what a bunch of bullshit. Like, I get when somebody is having like creative issues where you're just like, fuck, I'm trying to come up with a concept, but it's not coming out right. You know, I get that because that's hard. Cause coming up with concepts is like writing a book. It's fucking hard, right? So I get that. But when somebody's just like, I can't draw today. I fucking like, yeah, because you haven't gone to sleep. You haven't gone to sleep in like 3 days. Like, fucking go get some rest. Like, just think of it this way. A professional athlete, you can't skip a day at the gym because you don't feel like it and then still perform like a professional. You can't excel. Okay? So like, let's go in a hypothetical world, even if there was such thing as burnout or art block, and it had nothing to do with like you not taking care of yourself, and it's just like an actual thing. Like a professional athlete who wants to, you know, or an athlete who wants to be a professional, or somebody who just wants to be really good at like basketball, you can't stay off the court because you don't just feel like going that day. You know, that's not gonna work. If your job, like say you're a professional artist, I don't get how professional artists can say that they have burnout, because like if your job is folding clothes at Target, you can't just go to your manager and be like, oh, man, just can't fold these clothes today, son. I gotta go home and take like a week to myself. They're gonna get fired. Like, you can't do that. Like, art is the same thing. Like, you can't do that. Yeah. I just don't like how people can blame their art for their own, like, I don't want to call it laziness, because not everyone's lazy, but like, I don't know, like, it's just, yeah, I don't feel motivated, it's the art. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like, take some responsibility. Stop blaming your craft. Like, Jesus Christ. That's just what I think. For those who are new, I started drawing when I was 25. Okay. And I worked manual labor since I was 15 till I was 25. So to me, the idea of being able to make, even if you're not making like a crazy living, which you can as an artist. But even if you were just like getting by, just the fact that you can like stay at home for the most part and draw and like post on the internet and get client work and pay your bills, I'm just like, that's fucking crazy. You know how many fucking people busting their knuckles open every single day who wish they could fucking do this, and you're gonna squander that because you got art block? Fuck out of here. That's just. Especially if you get to the point where you're making money off of your art. Oh, guys, no updates today. I have to take time off of drawing. I'm a little burned out. Fuck out of here. You know how many people would kill? Like, maybe not kill. You know how many people would crime to be able to draw and pay their bills with that? It's a fucking insult to all the struggling artists who want to be. For all the artists who want to be, you know, for you to squander what you do have, it's like you're spitting in their face. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I feel very strongly about that, in case you couldn't tell. I've been drawing for 10 years. But you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if this is kind of on topic or not, but so if you've been hanging out in the streams lately, you know that one of my newest interests is listening to YouTube videos of it's like the rise and fall of like YouTubers or Twitch streamers, basically people who are internet personalities or who make their money online, and they fumble the bag, they ruin it because they're like, I don't know, they say like racist shit, or they're like predators or whatever. Like, I'm just like, dude, you fucking, you got the bag, like you're making money on the internet already. Like, how awesome is that? And you fuck it up. That's how I feel about artists. I'm just like, dude, come on. Yeah, we got Exo here. If you want to tell everyone, Exo, I don't want to put your business out there if you don't want, but Exo's a perfect example. Dude, I'm gonna put your business out there because I got the mic. You can't stop me. So he works a full-time job, does conventions, does client work, and he just wants to be a full-time artist. You know what I mean? Because you're tired of all that other shit. You know, that's not what you want to do with the rest of your life, right? Now, when you get to that point where you could finally do it full-time, is there ever gonna be a day? Is there ever going to be a day where you're going to be, no, I'm not going to do this today. I'm burned out. My bad, I went off on this crazy rant. I just feel very passionate about... I feel very passionate about this. Oh, thank you for that follow. Anyway, welcome to Chris's welcome to Chris's appreciation corner. Don't make me saw you for not appreciating your art life. Yeah, being frustrated because you can't technically get a drawing done the way you want, or like you can't fucking pay your bills. That's different. That's just being frustrated with life. That's just like if you work as an electrician and you can't figure out like what's causing. There's like a short somewhere. It's like Leia, what's going on? How is that gym life treating you? There's no other gym you can go to. You've never worked out a public gym? There's always so stuff you can do everything at home. You can, yes. I enjoy the gym. When I buy a house with this sweet convention money, I'm gonna build like the craziest fucking home gym. Oh my god, I just can't wait. Like, I'm a huge gym rat for those who don't know, and I'm gonna build the. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Oh man.
And we gonna kick it while y'all up in the crowd. Kick it.
What? Do they have dumbbells? If they have dumbbells or kettlebells, you can do everything. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. I think going to a gym with maybe some fewer machines, less convenient machines, or equipment, versus going to a gym where you have to fucking watch your shoulder, look over your shoulder because you got a stalker. I think the one with less equipment is more efficient. Am I using a reference? No, not right now. I have references pulled up. I could pull them up. Yeah, let's pull up some references. I have my phone right here. I have some stuff on Instagram saved that I've been meaning to to study. Oh, I saw someone with a really cool outfit here. Let's see. So, for those of you who use the Instagram, how many images do you have saved? As we're just like, oh, that's inspiring. Yeah, eventually, yeah, that the infinity folder, yeah. Well, I invite everybody to hop into the Discord.
Make some noise for KZ!
Okay, so tomorrow we will be practicing. We'll be doing like composition stuff. We had a lot of fun doing these little thumbnails, and we talked a little bit about composition and like framing shots and all that stuff. So we can go into that tomorrow. How about that? So that's gonna be a lot of fun. That's what we'll do tomorrow night. Okay. We've drawn enough boobs and butts. But yeah, I invite everybody to hop into our Discord. It is an art Discord. There's a place there where you could share your works in progress. I encourage you all to exchange social media accounts on there. Yeah, Tim, get some rest. I am gonna go do some client work right now on the big old Cintiq over here. It's all NDA stuff. I can't show you guys, but I know NDA stuff. That's cool, right? Thank you all for hanging out. The pen. I'm working with a. I don't normally use this pen. And I'm using the 10, the really fat pen. Yes, this stream will be a VOD, yeah. Some of it might get muted because of the music. If it gets muted here on Twitch, I will have the VOD up on YouTube as well. Alright, everyone. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate all the follows today. This was a lot of fun. Tomorrow, composition work and storyboards and stuff, okay? Thank you.